Hey guys, it's Dr. Park again. In this video, we'll discuss about how to compile your portfolio. There are three components for your portfolio. The first item is the IPA and translation worksheet, and it is best not to type on the Word document for this exercise. Please try to handwrite for this part. For the worksheet, you will need a notepad, a pencil, and 3 different color pens, preferably black, blue, and red. First, let's talk about what IPA is. IPA is an acronym of International Phonetic Alphabet. Those of you who haven't taken a diction course before, the concept of IPA might be a little unfamiliar. IPA is when you look up a word from a dictionary, a pronunciation symbol with a bracket next to the word. IPA is a fun tool to learn how to pronounce language, especially foreign ones. You can get the most of IPA sheets for your songs from the IPA source website. Our library has a subscription and you can access from the library website. Go to library.uttyler.edu. From the left menu, click Research. Scroll down the bottom of the page for Other Resources. Click Database by Subject. If you click Music tab under Databases by Subject, it will unfold some entries below. Find IPA source and click it. Once you are in the IPA source website, type in the title of the song. You can also browse by composer. Now, click the search result. Click Download for a full screen. Print out the IPA sheet and put it in your 3-hole binder. This IPA source gives not only IPA symbols, but also a literal translation for your reference. Now let's start with the worksheet. On a notepad, write down the title and the composer of the song at the top of the page. Write down the original text with a black pen. In the next line, write the IPA symbols in a bracket with a pencil. The next part is translation. I strongly recommend writing at least 2 versions of translations. Please consult with the information from IPA source website. Right below the IPA, write down a literal translation with a blue pen. This translation doesn't need to be correct grammatically. In other words, it is a word-by-word translation, so you know what each word means in English. Finally, write down a poetic translation with a red pen. This version of translation should make sense as a sentence. For the poetic translation, you might have to change some words in order to make sentences understandable and expressive. I personally add one more translation below the poetic translation with a different color pen. I write down my own interpretation for each line. I try to be imaginative and creative with this translation. Especially if English is not your native language, you should definitely translate the poem in your native language as well. The more versions of translation you provide, you will have profound and personal understanding about the poem. Personally, this is my favorite part of the study of songs because this process enables us to be a great storyteller on stage. Lastly, research about composers and poets for your songs is quite essential for understanding the style of music. I usually go to Oxford Music Online or wikipedia.org to find about composers and poets. Understanding composers' life and their compositional styles enable us to connect to the songs at a higher level. Print out what you can find from those two websites and highlight the part that is relevant for your learning. You will complete the portfolio by adding a Xerox of your music to your 3-hole binder. Write down with a pencil on the Xerox copy of your music what we discussed during your lessons. This way, you can keep your original music clean for later use. Many of your repertoire can be found at IMSLP website. They are public domain music copies, so you can freely download for public performances without any copyright issues. This part of learning is like scavenger hunt. The more faithfully you work each step, the more secrets of your songs will be available for you. This is the most important step for you to perform your songs expressively. Have fun with scavenger hunt, guys.